This is Dave Reese of Blue Rail Trains. Today I'm going to show you another side of Blue Rail boards, which is using your Blue Rail board to run lights on your loco or layout, or to trigger animated effects, turnouts, and custom sounds on your layout. Now, as you may know, each board allows you to run your locomotive motor and up to 4 lights or accessories. What I've done here is I have 2 Blue Rail boards. One is hooked up to a locomotive, so I can show you how to control loco lights, and the second is hooked up to a Pricom Dream Player, which is actually attached to the bottom of that little station over there, and that lets you trigger lights or animations and play custom sounds that you can load onto a little SD card. Let's take a look at the locomotive first. Now, I've taken the lights from the locomotive and I've set them up on this little board, and these are lights numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, which correspond to the white wire, the yellow wire, the green wire, and the violet wire coming out of the board. These boards are both receiving power, so they're showing up in the interface. I've named one of them Loco Lights, and let's go into that one first. Now you're in the train control screen, and from here you have 2 little tabs in the upper right and left. The one in the upper right lets you get to the extended sound panel, which lets you customize and trigger sounds beyond your horn and bell. In the upper left we have the extended light panel. I'm going to open that up, and you can see my first light. That corresponds to number 1. That's my headlight, and I'll turn that on and off. And hopefully that should be going on and off over there, and it is. Now if you swipe it out a little bit more, you get some options. And I don't know if this is going to come into focus or not, but it allows you to name the headlight. I've named it headlight. And also you can set it to be different things. This is on-off, which is how we have it right now. I can set it to be a flashing light if I want, in which case the light will flash. And you can control the speed of the flash with this little slider here. So if I want it to go faster, that's where it goes. Also, I have ditch 1 and ditch 2. I'll show you those in a minute. Switch is if you want to use it to be a momentary switch to trigger something. So this just turns on briefly, and that's what you use to trigger things. I'm going to set this one to be on-off right now. You can also control the dimness with this fader for number 1. Now, you'll also see along the top I have ACC 2, 3, and 4, and that's whether or not they're active. I'll turn those on, and those are again going to correspond to the yellow, green, and purple wires. So there's my yellow, green, and purple. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the way I'm going to set these ones up is I'm going to set up this one to be my rear light by using the on-off switch. This one down here I'm going to have set to ditch 1, and this one I'll set to ditch 2. Rear light works just like you thought it would, and if you turn on directional lighting, it handles that automatically for you. And my ditch lights, if I hit this, they should start blinking back and forth. There we go. And I can control the tempo with this slider here. So if I want them to go faster, I will just move it down there. Alright, very nice. Let's go take a look at the Pricom board. So go back to the home screen. I'm going to go into Pricom board. Again, I'll go into the light panel. There's light number 1, and this controls the lights inside the station. Now I'll turn on number 2, 3, and 4. Number 2 controls that little railroad crossing light over there, and it makes sound. Number 3 I have hooked up to trigger a sound, which is a radio announcement in the station. The 4th one also has another radio sound, and I have those all set to switch because I'm doing triggering. The first one I have set to on-off. So let's check out the little crossing gate. Now those sounds aren't coming out of my phone. Those sounds are coming out of a little speaker I have underneath the station that's attached to the Dream Player. I'll trigger a radio. And one more.
May we have your attention, please?
Radio.
Please do not leave cases or parcels unattended anywhere on the station. Any unattended articles are likely to be removed without warning.
Now you don't have to have a Pricom board. You could connect your Blue Rail board straight up to anything that you want to trigger, like a relay or a servo, or any sort of animation or a switch or a turnout. Pricom boards are just fun because they let you attach a custom sound at the same time. Now this is our first board, which really targets a locomotive, but if we find out there's interest, we could put out a Blue Rail board that targets layout use, and we could allow you to trigger more than 4 accessories or turnouts from a single board. One other trick I like to do with this board is I put it on my layout and I'll use it to trigger 4 lights or accessories, but that also leaves the motor leads available, the orange and gray wires. You can run those to a little conventional train set And as long as you have a locomotive that will work under PWM power, you can run that conventional train set from inside the interface. So if you have like a little trolley or a small little steam train you want to run that's conventional, you can do that as well. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration. The UPS guy just delivered 800 Blue Rail boards on my doorstep, and I need to start getting them out to everybody. So this is Dave Reese of Blue Rail Trains. I hope you enjoy your Blue Rail plug-in board.